Yo, man, what's going on? Welcome to Snack and React. My name is Devin.
I'm Stephanie.
And welcome to our channel, man. So today we are going to do 10 of the worst jobs that pay the most money. I'm not going to lie to you. I know I love money, but there are certain things that I just won't do for money. I ain't going to lie to you. What about you, man?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't want to do disgusting jobs for money.
So what is one thing you will not do for money? One job.
I don't like sewage.
Sewage? Alright, you know what? I've done a job that was almost similar to sewage, so I wouldn't mind doing that.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind doing. I think one job I would not do. I cannot do anything with the morgue, like with dead bodies.
Oh.
I can't do anything with dead bodies. So yes, man, I am excited, dog, to see what this is about. What about you, love?
I'm so excited.
And these pay big money, man. So I assume that these got to be like, I don't know, the worst of the worst. So do us a favor, man, and smash a thumbs up, like, share, and comment. Please make sure you guys hit the notification button and subscribe.
And we want to hear from you some reactions that we can do for next time. So comment below what you want us to do.
Yes. So without further ado, hope you guys are excited. Let's get to it.
10 horrific jobs that pay big bucks. Number 10, oil rig worker. Commonly known as roughnecks, oil rig workers get paid incredibly well compared to most manual labour jobs. Average wages sit around 100 grand a year, with increasingly skilled work paying more than double that. But there's a whole host of reasons for the pay to be that high. For one thing, it's extremely dangerous, with as many as 21 deaths on the job each year. So naturally, the pay comes with a big responsibility not to cause an accident. For example, human error by personnel was addressed as one of the major factors in the Deepwater Horizon spill, which killed 11 people in 2010.
Jesus.
And when you're not worrying about accidentally killing your colleagues, yourself, or causing an oil spill, you can't even go home. Since the office is an offshore steel frame, you generally have to live on site for 2 weeks at a time.
Work your ass off.
Number 9, miner.
Oh, yeah.
Now don't get me wrong, not all jobs in this sector pay well. Plenty of third world and developing countries pay next to nothing. However, find the right position and you could live like a king. Well, that's assuming kings earn $200,000 a year, that is. Across Australia, there are remote mining towns with a huge demand for workers, thanks to booming needs for materials, mostly from China. And since most people don't want to relocate to the next town over from the middle of nowhere, the companies advertise average wages of $100,000, with some earning double that. But the trade-off is that you have to work on rotation of 12-hour days underground for 2 weeks straight, with just 4 days off in between stints.
Wow.
It's dark, dangerous, and constant manual labour, which one worker, James Dennison, described as prison-like. You didn't think earning 200 grand a year with no qualifications would be easy, did you? Number 8, pet food taster.
That's a
How many
job?
people out there would jump at the
That's a
chance of
damn
getting
job.
paid good money to be on the cutting edge of culinary science? But that offer doesn't seem so appetizing when the food is made for man's best friend. That's right. As part of the quality control department for pet
that's
food
a cute-ass dog. They ain't no
manufacturers, there are
dog food.
people eating dog and cat food,
wouldn't eat any
sometimes
dog food.
for more than $66,000 a year. According to
no,
Philip
for
Wells at
66
Lily's
grand?
Kitchen Pet Food, it's to make sure the food meets the company's exacting standards and has the appropriate balance of flavours. Come to think of it, my dog does tell me her kibbles could do with a little pinch of turmeric. But that's fine for Wells,
That
who
food be
says he
bland,
actually
mess around
quite
with me.
likes eating dog food. The problem comes from market research when he has to eat other brands that aren't necessarily fit for human consumption. Disgusting. Number 7, private military contractor. It's not uncommon for soldiers to continue their military service
bread.
after their tour of duty ends, and that normally means signing up to a private security company. It's happening more and more often, with 3 contractors to every 1 soldier in Afghanistan. And there are some big reasons for signing up, namely leveraging your combat experience to earn as much as $90,000 per year. That's more than twice many soldiers' annual salary. But that pay bump comes at a serious cost. Private contract missions frequently deal with personal security, which means closer combat, no access to backup forces, and often a risk of sniper attacks. And missions aside, PMCs have described the personal difficulties in raising their guns at the behest of a private company, instead of defending their country. One private contractor expressed his concerns about his employer to the Guardian newspaper, saying, "War is money, war is profit." Number
True.
6,
All true.
mortician.
Mortician.
Now I say mortician
Sit
here,
there,
but
sit
really I'm
there. Yeah,
referring
dead
to
bodies.
any job in the so-called death industry. That could also include funeral directing, embalming, or anything else in that area.
Oh, man.
Often, death industry professionals have to ensure that
I ain't
the
say
deceased
scared.
are well prepared for their send-offs, which can mean treating bodies with chemicals to stave off decomposition, or even doing their makeup ahead of the funeral. But aside from the morbid nature of the work itself, being a mortician can cause some big problems in the romantic department.
bet.
According to death industry workers that spoke to Vice, many dates tend to be split between abject disgust and inappropriate fascination. I'm not really sure which
That
is
is awkward to
worse.
say,
But
because
hey,
of
while
dead
it might not
bodies.
lead to your dream partner, it
that's
can
usually
lead to a
what I
handsome
like.
66 grand annual salary. All the more to treat yourself with, and to be honest, it's probably needed. Number 5, golf ball diver. To be honest, I'm not sure what's more surprising,
you know,
the fact that
I
this
was
actually
wondering
is a
about
job,
that.
or that
I
you can
wondered
earn
about that.
150,000 grand a year doing
Damn.
it. But yes, you really can make mega bucks donning diving gear and scooping the balls out of the lake
get out
in
of-
a
to
golf
get
course.
golf balls?
It turns out that there's a
Crazy.
massive market for refurbishing and reselling the 200 million golf balls lost annually. And where there's a market, there's money. But for all of the potential riches that come with the job, it has its fair share of hazards.
What's the
Depending on
hazards?
where you are, there's a real big chance of getting bitten by anything from snapping turtles to alligators. And while it wasn't in a professional capacity, South African golfer Jacques van der Sant was killed by a crocodile at Kruger National Park while picking up golf balls from the bottom of the lake.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's not worth getting killed.
Number 4,
Damn.
lumberjack.
Damn.
Now, admittedly, this one is
It's gotta be
stretching the
hard work,
definition
really.
of big bucks a little bit, with $39,000 annually. However, it does rake in 8K more than the US national average. Make of that what you will. But regardless, that ever so slight pay bump comes with the sizable trade-off of being the most dangerous profession in America. 91 out of every 100,000 forestry and logging workers die on the job each year.
I can believe that.
0.09% might not sound like a lot,
realize
but
it
it's actually
is.
30 times the average worker mortality rate, and it's even higher than the army. As you'd expect, the most common cause is trees and branches falling on people, which is around 62% of deaths. However, according to Dana Hinckley of the logging safety campaign Logger Rescue, there's a so-called macho culture among loggers that leads them to ignore safety regulations.
Boy, it's gonna be cool.
Number 3,
Hell with
airline
that.
pilot.
Nope.
You're probably thinking that being a pilot is one of the most glamorous, high-flying jobs you could probably have, literally. And on top of that, you can earn a massive $120,000 per year doing it. The only thing cooler than that is my in-flight meal. But all kidding aside, the life of a pilot isn't really all it's cracked up to be. In fact, according to a Harvard University study, the rate of depression in the job is 3 times the global average at 12.6%, with another 4% having suicidal thoughts. That's largely because of the extremely long hours of technical work, fatigue, and constantly spending time away from home. That's not to mention the stress that comes from holding the lives of hundreds of
say that.
people in
That's
your
probably the hardest
hands.
part right there.
So it's not surprising that there have
Weather.
been multiple cases of pilots drunk on the job. That's definitely not an excuse though. Number 2, crime
drunk on
scene
the job.
cleaner. Perhaps more than any other job
yeah,
on
that
this
would be
list, being a
nasty.
crime scene
Crime
cleaner
scene
isn't for the
cleaner.
faint of heart.
Yeah,
Not
that's
least
right.
because you might see your fair share of them. Also known as hazardous material removal workers, crime scene cleaners show up on a daily basis to fix the aftermath of things most people hope never to see. Murder, suicide, even decomposition
That gotta be
after
hard.
unattended deaths.
That gotta
That
be a
means
hard
cleaning
job.
up anything from blood to viscera, disinfecting the area, and sometimes helping families with the grieving process. At the very least, you can get paid a decent wage.
What's the
for it.
wage?
It's possible to earn $56,000 or more a year,
Nah, dog.
which isn't exactly
Nah,
a princely
dog.
sum, but at least it's close to double the national average. Even so, you
work
need
for
a certain
free.
temperament to get
That's
through a
free
day,
work.
let alone a year. Number
You said
1,
that.
sewer
Yeah.
flusher.
Okay, both of
This
ours.
job is
Number
exactly
1.
as disgusting as it sounds, and sometimes
it's
far
fine.
worse. Sewer flushers dive deep into sewage pipes to clear out anything that's stopping number 1 and 2 getting from point A to point B. But beyond your friendly neighbourhood blockage, some flushers have to contend with so-called fatbergs. These Goliath structures made of wet wipes and fat wreak havoc on sewers. One famous fatberg in Whitechapel, London weighed 136,000 kilograms, stretched for 250 metres, and took 8 people 9 weeks to clear. But at least the money is pretty decent, at around £45,000 annually, or 60k in dollars. That's well above the average British
Dog.
wage, but you won't find me shoveling fatbergs anytime
Ooh-wee.
soon. London's chief flusher, Rob Smith, seems to like it though. He told the Daily Mail that London's Victorian pipes smell fragrant in the morning when they're full of soapy water. I'll have to take your word for it, Rob.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
I don't think I could do any of those jobs.
If you had to do one, which one would it be?
I mean, I think
Which one would it be if you had to do one?
mortician. I
Mortician?
think I could do like makeup.
But
on
they
somebody.
dead. But they're
Yeah,
it's a
they're dead. So
I'd be afraid of a person jumping up
They're
or have
dead.
like an after reflex or something like that. I don't know, man. I think for me, I would probably do. Believe it or not, I would say the golf ball diver.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And
one.
then not only that, man, but like, granted, you are putting your life in danger. You getting paid big bucks.
To go
look,
search.
at
That
least-
is so true. I
least-
can't.
Yeah, at least if I'm going to die, put my life at risk. I want that bread, man. I'm not for no damn $6,000 a year. No.
But to know you might die or get injured because you're going to search for a golf ball.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, but think about it. Well, I guess I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick out of the 10, I would probably say that one. In
Yeah.
my opinion. So, anyway, we hope you guys enjoy our reaction. This was wild. Let us know at the bottom what job would you have chosen to do and what would you not have chosen to do. Remember, like, share, and comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace out.